and welcome back to the David Tomsic Show. I'm so glad you can join me today. Thank you for stopping in. I have a great message for you today, so please watch this video all the way to the end. And just to let you know, because I believe the message is so important, there's probably going to be 3 videos for this topic. So stay tuned. Please don't hesitate to comment in the comment section. We want to hear from you. So what's this hype all about? Well, it's about the Holy War that just started firing the first salvos on Inauguration Day. The war between Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and Mariann Budde, who is the Bishop of St. John's Episcopal Church in Washington, D.C. Okay? Wow. Now, what happened here? Well, many of you already know. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but if you haven't seen the video of her message at the church on Inauguration Day, Trump's response to it, Trump's facial expressions during it, and the response afterwards from a lot of right-wing people, then you better go back and take a look. I will give you a little synopsis of it, and that is that she had a message that was directed at our country, at the president. It was a polite message, I believe. Now, many believe it wasn't. Asking for him to show mercy on immigrants, people of color, LGBTQ, trans kids. Go down the list of things that she believes that right now this country has no mercy for. And she's right to a large degree. Let me tell you my story first and why, to many people's chagrin, many people won't be happy that I'm saying this. Matter of fact, some might want to throw down with me, which is fine. Okay? I'm drawing a line here, people. And I hope you do too. I grew up in a single-parent home. My father died when I was 8 months old. I told this story in another video. I'll tell it again. I had an older brother and an older sister. My sister was closer to my age by like 5 years. And my mother worked. But the people who raised me were my mother and my sister, who passed away many years ago from cancer. She helped me become the human being I am today. Growing up in a kind of an all-women home is interesting. You know, you think about the manly man guy and my big truck and going hunting today. And, you know, you think about this. I didn't have any of that. You know, I grew up to be more sensitive. I grew up to be more caring. I grew up to be more aware of people, their feelings. That's important, isn't it? Now later, because I felt like I was sort of on my own, I started getting angry with a lot of things. I lifted weights. I took martial arts. I became that person that later became the crazy right-wing Republican that I talked about in another video. I became that guy. I went to right-wing churches, to evangelical churches, and let me go on record, they're not bad. I still go to one, and many people may not like me saying what I just said, but I have to tell you that there's a lot of disagreement. Not on Scripture. I am a Christian. I believe and I follow Jesus Christ. But I'm not sucked into the politics. I'm not sucked into the hatred towards people that are different. I'm not slamming people over the head with the Bible. Sin, sin, sin. Listen, see, all we can do is be an example for people. We can tell them. We can help them find their path through Jesus Christ. We can lead them there. But that's up to Jesus to get them the rest of the way. We can't condemn people. We are not going to be in the position to condemn anybody. Unfortunately, many people seem to think that this is the time to purge America of all those things we don't like. And for Christians, especially a lot of these Christian nationalists, that's illegal immigrants. That's LGBTQ. That's trans people. That's anybody of color. Get them out of here. This is a white nation, right? Now, I know a lot of folks are going to say that's not really true. But here's the problem. It's maybe not all the way true, but it's more true than you think. And I drifted away from that. I was the guy that wanted to shoot nuclear bombs into different countries and make glass out of the people that live in the sand in Saudi Arabia And in the Middle East, I was that guy. Kill them all, let God sort them out. Way above my pay grade. Way above my pay grade. Who am I to hate everybody? They're coming to get us. So all the things you hear that led up to Mariann Budde's basically conversation with America, her message, has been years in building. Maybe she doesn't even realize it, but it's been years in building. America and those that think that somehow we've got to be on top. God's placed us on top. And we got to stay on top no matter what it takes, no matter who we step on, who we have to get rid of. No matter how hard it is, we got to make America great again. We're going to make America first again. Everybody else in the world doesn't matter. That's where I was. But I got into a situation where I started thinking. I started going back into Scripture and saying, something's missing. Because even in my early videos, I didn't agree with a lot of things that more right-wing people thought, that Christian nationalists thought. I didn't agree with everything, and I hesitated. And I started realizing that just about everything they kept saying was quite wrong. Not maybe with Scripture, but with how the world really is. Not everybody's out to get you. They believe that. They believe that there's millions of terrorists in this country ready to explode buildings. We haven't seen any of that. Donald Trump claims that most of these people coming in are criminals, murderers, left out of jail by countries in Colombia and South America from insane asylums. There is no evidence for that. Yeah. So if you want to say that most of these people are criminals, that's not true. That's a lie. But how many of these people believe it? Want to believe it? Refuse to look at statistics. They're all fake. Don't fact check them, but they're going to fact check you. That's fake news, but it's not. People are just people, all struggling in a world that's going totally crazy. And as a Christian, our job is to reach out with our hand to help. The early church, they didn't go preaching and hammering people with a Bible, screaming at people, they're sinners, screaming at people, you did that wrong, that's illegal, you shouldn't do that, and you shouldn't do that. In fact, it was the opposite. They went into their community and helped, fed people, clothed people, let people stay in their houses. Foreigner was welcome in all their homes because Jesus commanded that, because we were all foreigners at one time. But what we do now is, that's illegal. I watched a video where a news anchor corrected somebody. They're illegal immigrants. They're illegal. Guess what? Your granddaddy didn't come over here probably legal either. In fact, if you're from the Mayflower, you go back that far, you came here illegally. This country was founded illegally. We just took the land. We just took it. Conquered it. And what did we do to the Native Americans? Oh, yeah. Smallpox blankets, massacres, tried to starve them out, moved them off of reservations that they lived on for centuries into horrible places that really were hard to farm, hard to live on. That's what we did. But now we're righteous. Everybody in the world is not like us. I've been saying this on this channel for a while now. Stop. Stop. Donald Trump was not set in the presidency by God himself. In fact, according to Scripture, it's free will. You vote for who you want, and you get who you want. The problem is you get sometimes the results you didn't want. Now, this attack on the Bishop, Mariann Budde, was wrong. In fact, any 5-year-old kid could have acted better. He didn't have to say anything. What's wrong with mercy and love? What's wrong with showing that and reaching out to people? Because, you see, they're all criminals. They're all enemies. Get rid of everybody. That's now the standard ploy of America. You see, the Christian nationalist world wants to have power and authority. We demand everybody be like us. We demand that everybody are Christians. We demand that everybody's white. We demand that if you're not here legally, that you're gone. We demand it because that's the country we want. And yet right now, in many states, immigrants are running. They're hiding. Farm fields are left unattended. In Florida, tomatoes were left in the field. You find out pretty quick why those people are important. Yeah, get rid of the criminals. I have no problem with that. But there's 12 million people here, give or take. There aren't 12 million criminals. So I came back. I realize now it has nothing to do with those terms, progressive, liberal, conservative. It has nothing to do with it. It has to do with your heart. If you truly are a Christian, you'll realize that all that hatred you feel towards all these groups, in the end, is meaningless. That's where God's involved. He's not out there rigging the ballot boxes for your candidate. He's not out there handing signs out for your side. He's looking to see what your heart is. He's reading your heart. You think that hatred for these people is an issue? I do. And people will tell me it's not really hatred. Well, sure it is. Because if you're sitting in a home and someone comes to pull you out of your house, like they did in, China, like they did, in Stalin's Russia, like they did in Hitler's Germany. Do you think it stops there? Do you really think it stops there? America, wake up. Listen, God bless you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please share these videos. Help us grow this channel. We've got a lot to say. We're right where we need to be. And we need you to be on board. Again, God bless you. I'll see you next time right here on the David Tomsic Show.